Uncle Hooper was my mother's brother, and he could be a little cross sometimes. And I don't know what he and Dad had got into it about. I've forgotten now. I couldn't have been 6 or 7 years old. But my dad had an old Dodge log truck, a 2-ton. I can see it right now, red, just the cab and the bolsters on the back. And he and I had been over to either Uncle Frank Roberts's or to Aunt Reuben and Uncle Buck Robertson, which was just a mile from the house, and we were coming back to our house when we passed in front of Aunt O'Reen's and Uncle Edgar's, Uncle George's at that time. I don't remember which it was, but it was our old home place where Grandma and Grandpa raised all his children. And just as you passed the house, all the road was dirt then, and as you passed it, you went over a steep hill right down to the bottom, almost straight down, and the ditches were real deep and wide where they had eroded on each side. And as I said, I don't know what Uncle Hooper and Daddy was feuding about, but there's 2 big old oak trees in front of the old house. And as we drove by, Uncle Hooper stepped out with a shotgun and fired into the back of the cab of the old log truck. Daddy ran it off to the right into the ditch, just turned up sideways. The ditch was so deep and wide. And Daddy had an old M1 carbine that he brought back from Camp Shelby with him when he got out of the Army. And he pushed me down to one side and sailed out of it onto the bank of the ditch, and he let go about 15 blasts at that old oak tree about Uncle Hooper's head there. And I could see the bark flying because I stood up to look out the back window. And Uncle Hooper come out from behind the tree holding the gun out like that with his hands up, and Daddy fired another round or 2, and that's the last I saw of Uncle Hooper. But we walked on to the house, and Daddy either got the horses or another vehicle, I don't remember now, something, and went back and pulled the old log truck out of the ditch and went on home. And I don't remember anything else ever becoming of that incident, except they were always fussing and feuding about something around there.